Hi there. In this quick video we are going to be taking a look at these little solar garden lights, light decorations, whatever they are, from Lidl. Okay, so the brand of them is Melinera. They give clue cannot really talk today at all, so this will be happening through the video. Cool white light. So yeah, I cannot really say I'm happy about that. I kind of like warmer tone of light, but anyway, they are just decoration. They are not meant to illuminate really anything. Obviously they are solar. They have these little panels on the back of them and an on-off switch. When it's in off position, obviously you cover it, nothing happens. On position, cover it, they get lighted up, the little eyes, something like this. So pretty cool. But we'll be taking a better look at this one, which, as you can see, not lighting up anymore. And I will explain why in a bit if we finish taking a look at this thing. Do we have some English if you are interested in reading? Oh, really can't talk today. So they are not for children under 14 years. Well, my three-year-old daughter plays with them because she really likes them. And honestly, these things are about $3 each. If she likes them, even if one of them ended up breaking somehow, she can play with them, whatever. I mostly got them for her, so even if they are not toys, they are quite sturdy, so nothing that can happen to them easily. Yes, I think this can be broken, the plastic lenses, if you insist, obviously, but I don't think she will do anything like that. The problem with this one that isn't working anymore, she dropped it from quite high. So I want to open it up, take a look inside and see if anything can be repaired. If not, taking a trip to Lidl once again to get a second one which is working, and maybe I will keep that another place for safekeeping until she gets tired of this one, and then give her a working version. Okay, yeah, this one 9 centimeters, the other one about 10 centimeters. Even the boxes tell the same story. Yeah, what can I say? The battery inside, it's 40 milliamp hours. Where is English once again? So nickel metal hydride, most likely 1.2 volts, 40 milliamp hours, and they are IP44. So I don't really recommend you leave these things where it rains. Honestly, I don't think I would let them outside in the rain. But yeah, somewhere a bit covered, yeah, they will with no problem stay outside. So there's that. And towards the end of this video, hopefully we will have a bunch of different ones, because another one of our stores, not only Lidl, also is having this spring, probably, presumably from the same company, a collection of even more figurines. So yeah, we'll be getting them for our daughter. Yeah, lots of hot glue, but as you can see, they are not fully sealed. The glue wasn't perfectly put all around, so water could potentially get inside of them if you actually leave them fully outside in the rain, and it will just pull up inside here. So it will splash around and probably make a mess out of everything in here. Took a closer look. This is a different chip. It's come on, JR618, and this is something completely different. Probably I showed you before, but I'm showing again. 625F, and it seems that this one, for example, is getting the power from this solar panel on the second leg right there. This one is getting the positive from the panel on the first leg, so they are not pin for pin compatible. Yes, they do have a similar construction with, it seems, no, the resistor is not similar in actually it's similar in value but not identical. Anyway, it's easier just to take this whole working thing and replace obviously that corroded battery with this good battery, still keep it on the wires, and this already has this switch on it, and just hot snot the hell out of everything in here. So that should do the trick, shouldn't it? So for you will be some high-speed soldering next. For me, sadly, standard speed soldering. I cannot solder it in high speed, I can only show it in high speed, sadly. Or actually, they do light up. So maybe it's just too low power. At the moment the battery is just not charged enough to light these things up, or the resistor is such a value that it lowers the current too much for these particular LEDs. I don't know. And I have my answer. The particular LED they used in the original thing that I got this board from is extremely low power. It's working now just by what the capacitors in my power adapter is giving it. Look at it, how long it's actually working. Hot snot in, wires soldered. Yes, quite a bad job. I don't have patience anymore. And now let's just, the switch is on, so let's just connect the battery. And yes, the battery is quite weak, so it needs to charge, but it's working. I'm going to solder it and then hot snot everything in here in place with the switch poking through the switch hole. Hot snotted the top of the board right there in place with the switch poking through the hole. Now I just wait for it to cool it down and put some more of this hot glue on top of it to make sure nothing works anymore. That would be really bad. Nothing moves anymore. Everything is hot snotted in place, battery floating in here, but hot snotted the wires so they cannot break from any vibrations. Those LEDs are in place. The switch is opposite now, so I needed to put an X on top of off and on, because it's on when on off and off when on. That's how this circuit board was made, nothing that I could do. And let's give it one last test. Yep, seems to be working. So at this point, hot snot everything back in here and we should be done. And if there was any doubt, yes, the switch is obviously still working. Kind of hard to do it with my left hand, but you can see that I can power it on or off. So, working exactly as intended. A few weeks later, as you can see, these things are being used as toys, and you can see some additions. So, in here we also have some additions. Voila, the whole collection. Yeah, I think a bit too many of them, but kids seem to like them, wife seems to like them, I seem to like them, so I guess we are having a little solar animal family now. And a mosquito. What are you doing in here? I'm filming, don't bother me. Anyway, there's that. Just a quick comparison between this and randomly this, which I already needed to repair the ear because the daughters playing with it managed to drop it on a really hard surface, and this whole part basically got broken. So I repaired it with a bit of super glue and then some hot glue, and now it seems to be staying fairly well in place, so well, I guess it's fixed. Overall, this thing, okay, I think I need to power them both on and shut off the light. This has much nicer light. It's a bit of a warmer white. This is quite bluish, so this is a bit annoying, but this is brighter. So these are from Lidl. This and these two are from Lidl, and all the other ones are from Carrefour, and they were a tiny bit cheaper, but overall they are a tiny bit less well built, and because they are brighter, I think they will actually finish their batteries sooner. So there's that. From the light point of view and the size of these things, I prefer the ones from Lidl. This one have the eyes a bit too big. You can see that also on the little rabbit. The eyes are just a tiny bit too big. The little ones have smaller eyes and are a bit cuter and a bit better painted with more details, honestly. But yeah, when you will put them somewhere in your garden or something like that, although again these are not really waterproof, so they need to be protected. In the rain they will probably not last very long. You will not see the details if you put them at a bigger distance, so any of them are good in the end. For the overall quality, again, the variant from Lidl is better, but I would also buy this without much hesitation. Yes, all of them will have areas where they are really thin. So for example, here they are quite thick, and here where they broke, really thin. But that is valid for all of them, probably from how they are made. They have thinner and thicker areas. Oh, for example, here it's really thin, here is quite thick. So if you drop it and this bumps, or you bump something into it in this area, you have a chance of breaking it. In here, strong as a brick. Anyway, I discovered that when this guy's ear got damaged. I discovered it's paper thin in this area, highly thick in this area. About the thing that makes it thick, as you can see, basically the same thing, but this, even the text on it looks better. This one seems to be a bit more reflective, so I'm expecting the panel on this one and the glass are a bit better, or maybe the glass is treated somehow. but overall they do the same thing. You can see different versions, different sizes. The one on the Rabbit, they had a bit more room, so they put a bigger one. And the texting on this one is raised, on this one is lowered, on this one is raised. So variants of the same thing, probably made by different companies, but it should have the same oh, dropping that once again. It should have the same result, and it should charge the same. So these are again from Carrefour. Same power, same voltage. This is the brand, because honestly the ones from Carrefour seem to be brandless. For this, let me see, do we have one with a full sticker still? Yeah, this one seems to have a full sticker, at least partially full sticker. Is that a thing, partially full sticker? I don't think so. So 6 hours of light after a day of charging in the sun, which is good, because you honestly want these things in the evening to be lit up. Over the night, who gets to check on them? So camera, I paid for you, so you better focus. I'm your master. And as you can see here, I think it's almost 2 years later, we increased the collection, but only now we will install them in place, because stuff happens, life happens, construction site of a house, anyway. So bought these two more, I don't even know if I showed you. So basically the one with colorful stones, the snail and the owl. There are still they are still Melineras. There's another one, a fox, that we didn't buy. And if you want to see the info for this particular two, they have about the same type of panels and whatnot. This is the info for them. So they light up for about 8 hours. And this is 1.2 volts, 300 milliamp hour, one single cell in there, but we might upgrade that in the future. Depends on what I feel like, because I turned down a computer and found this inside. So there are three 1.2 450 milliamp nickel cells. So I might upgrade 3 of them with this, the ones that shut off the quickest, meaning they have the weakest cells. We'll see in time. So let me install them, and then in time I will get back to you. But they were next to a window and they light up quite nicely. All of them, basically, when they get sun, they light up. They don't last the whole night, so don't expect that. But yeah, for the evening, they are pretty cool. And don't put them in direct rain, you will destroy them. We will put them on the patio where they get just from the side a little bit of sunlight from time to time. Just noticed something by chance before installing these things, because I'm gluing them in place. Daughters would move them around otherwise. These have a completely different and bigger base with a completely different type of push switch. Bigger panels on the back. So these are a different breed, obviously both of them, and presumably that fox that we didn't buy is also in the same way. So I'm going to open it up and let you just take a quick look inside of them. Let's see what we have in here. With a flathead, I felt a seal in there. This went right back in place, so there is a seal for sure. And we have a AAA cell, a replaceable one. So this is much easier to upgrade. As for the electronics, well, that's about all she wrote. Let me try and bring more light. Maybe you can read this and do a quick search to see what it is. But I'm expecting to be a simple circuit in here for as long as it has power light actually in here. So power coming from here, it's going into the battery. When nothing is coming from here, from the battery, it starts going into the LEDs. That's about it. Nothing more, nothing less. And the switch is a hard switch, like computers used to have on the case. The ones that you basically push in and it stays in. So yep, different internals, much more easily upgradable. And the seal, yep, this whole thing is rubber. So this is plastic and has the rubber molded inside of the plastic. Injected actually in here. So, okay, I can deal with this. This seems fine and proper. Let's close it back up and put them to work. Where I will install all of this, there is a slight chance that from time to time rain will go onto them. Not a lot of rain, so direct rain, not a high possibility, but splashes. And we already know these are not perfectly sealed all around, so if water gets into this, it will stay trapped in there and maybe fog up on the eyes, on the electronics, and destroy them over time. So in the base of them, I'm drilling 2-3 holes into each of them, 2mm holes, just for water to be able to drain out in case it gets in there. Yes, it might be stupid, but again, they are not perfectly sealed, so they already have holes if you're thinking about it. So at the bottom, it's the best place for holes. Also through the eyes, water could get around the eyes. The eyes are not perfectly sealed either, but although they are facing the patio in this direction, so in theory water can only get through here. Who knows? Who knows? We had weird storms lately. Our climate is also changing, so yeah. Lucky part, this is quite easy to drill to. Just want to mention some of the bigger ones actually had a hole, except it was under the paper stickers. So basically my holes way smaller than the ones that existed in some of them, so no harm can be done. Oh, look at this one, also a hole, which makes sense. Water gets inside of them. This one also has a hole, so yeah, I don't even need to drill, or maybe one at the opposite corners like I did in the other ones, so maybe one here and one here, just to be sure no water stays in there. After finishing all of this, I know a bit more about the material. If you heat it enough, it basically begins to melt. And it does have a plasticky smell to it, so yeah, probably some kind of plastic, but not sure exactly what type of plastic. And because the video wasn't already long enough, it's almost 1 hour uncut or something like that, or even more, whatever. This thing actually stopped working right when I started to edit the video, so I decided I cannot leave it like this. I need to figure out what happened to it, why it's not working anymore. I mean, really? Why did water prefer to enter this instead of coming out? Great design. So for sure it entered through here somehow, or maybe next to the eyes, and instead of going out, it remained in here and rusted everything. Perfect design. So be careful where you use these things. I'm going to do my best to clean it and see how I can, I don't know, further seal it, or I have no clue. Just as an idea, I'm getting this out because I need to see where the water managed to come into it too. Because I don't care if there's water inside of this. Again, we have holes even from factory. But why did water come into this? Wait a second. Yeah, through that tiny hole between the wires. Water is smart, you know, smarter than mechanical designers. I will use some contact cleaner, a brush, and thoroughly clean this thing in here. Removed all the hot glue that was sealing, because hot glue isn't properly sealing. Anyway, whatever, and let's get to it. Let's make it better than it was off camera, because this will take a good amount of time to be thoroughly clean. As you can see, the bottom leg is missing. Maybe it's not even making a contact anymore. Some kind of hydrolysis maybe happened in this thing that caused that one to disappear. So I'm going to attempt to file down just a tiny bit of the case. Maybe I can solder it back, I don't know, or maybe this is a paperweight now. We'll see. Filed down the corner and reached the metal. Really hard for me to show it. And now I just need to bridge the gap between the metal in this and the leg itself, and then I will fill this up with some kind of glue after I do my best to clean it even more. By using the TS100 with a tiny tip, managed to solder this. I needed to bridge a gap with a bit of wire. I will cut the wire, the excess now, clean it again, and put glue on top of all of this so it will never get moist again. Meanwhile, I'm trying to put this little guy to charge. It's not even recognized, so it was fully drained. I'm going to leave it here for a bit, and probably the charger will jump start it. If not, I need to force a tiny bit of a charge with another battery in it. And if I put some light on top of this, yep, it shuts off. No light, power's on. Some light, shuts off. No light, power's on. Okay, it's done. Now let's cover this with some clear coat, some glue, some whatever, so this doesn't happen again. Covered all in glue, even the PCB to the plastic, and now I will put the top on it, and it should remain in position, and I can deal with the wires. I put some glue on them already, but obviously I want to put more. So these little guys are on our unfinished patio for a few months already. They get sun, they get dust, they get splashes of rain, not direct rain, but they do get splashes, and they light up for a few hours in the evening without any issues whatsoever. All of them are spread around. And this is how they look like at night. Pretty cool little things. So that's about it for this video. Hope it helps you, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.